Well, what's poppin', peeps, man? Hopefully you guys are taking a nice little break from watching Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison Jr. because that is one hell of an eyesore to watch. And it was nice seeing Zach Charbonnet just now get the touchdown, considering that I'm playing against Kenneth Walker in fantasy. So that worked out. But guys, let's talk Broncos, man. Let's talk about this team because there was a lot of news. A lot of things happened today. They're back on the practice field after the last couple of days off with the Monday night game. Sean Payton talked to the media, and I think there's a lot of takeaways from it, man. And a lot of it is very positive, right? We also got positive news on the practice front as well. So lots to get to, man. Hope you guys ride with me. Make sure you guys check out the Blue Surfer Boys with Strez and my guy David Talks Broncos. It's going to actually be at 8 o'clock. So check out his channel. I'll put the link here in the chat as well. So definitely make sure you guys go and show those guys some love. They got a great show. Always love to listen to them while I play some Madden or something. So let me pull it up real quick and put it in the chat. Make sure you guys go check that out. But here it is. Boom. All right. We're putting it down below in the chat. You guys can go check it out. Anyways, Broncos. Huge Monday night game, absolutely massive Monday night game at home before they go on the road for a long time. And it's against the Cincinnati Bengals, the team that gave us a really heartbreaking loss last year. Obviously, even with a backup quarterback, they're probably going to be, there's a good chance they're going to be one of those AFC teams that you're fighting with at the end of the year. So this is a really big opportunity for us to, get a half game lead on them. But most importantly, man, we just need to get a win. We just need to get a W. That's the most important thing. This team needs to get back on track. How are they going to do that? Well, first and foremost, the good news is it's all very controllable things from this team. Not making stupid mistakes, having dumb penalties at the most inopportune times. And they got to figure out a way to put this game away. And this is a game that they should be able to put away early, especially if the offense comes out and starts to click a little bit. And they're able to run the ball really well, like they absolutely should. This is one of those games where you should have almost 200 yards rushing as an offense. That's how bad the Cincinnati Bengals defense is. They are just not good. And it's the best way to, limit the only real threat they have on that defense in Trey Hendrickson is by, you limit the pass rush by being able to run the ball and do it very efficiently. I'd love to see JK and RJ show more than anything on Monday night. But anyway, so let's talk about some of the news at practice. First of all, Broncos got great news on the injury front today. Evan Ingram was back at practice. He was a full participant, so he obviously looks like he's going to be good to go. It's a 1 week absence, and this is one of those absences where I felt like, you know what? That's a really good thing for him. He was obviously not right really to start the beginning of the season. He had that calf that was bothering him and took him out of one of the games. Then he played through and then he got a back injury. I think having the week off to just get his body right is going to hopefully prove good dividends. And hopefully now he can come and be playing close to 100% because we need Evan Ingram, man, desperately to be something decent. He doesn't even have to blow the top off of teams and be unbelievable. We just need Evan Ingram to be solid. And this is a really good game for him to get going. And exploit some of the matchups that we'll have because, looking into the Cincinnati Bengals, they've got, their defense, they really do got a lot of thin spots. And one of them is their linebacking position is arguably to the level of the Broncos in terms of their inability to cover guys. And so, man, would I like to see Evan Ingram really take advantage of that? Would I really like to see RJ Harvey and J.K. Dobbins out of the backfield take advantage of that? But this is a game where really everybody should eat. It's Monday night. It's prime time at home, against the backup quarterback. There is no excuses on this one. But nice to see, everybody is back practicing. The only guy that was out or that was limited today was John Franklin Myers with the hip. But when you're limited on Thursday, it's usually not that big of a deal. So good to see those guys back. Benito's practicing, Nate Atkins full, Evan Ingram and Alex Singleton also both full back at practice. So that's good. Listening to Sean Payton afterwards, man, it made me feel really good because he's extremely calm and confident and does not seem to be 1% concerned about this team. And this is where you've been seeing a big shift in terms of Sean Payton, especially after the first couple of years that he's been here. a lot of the, definitely the first year, but I would say a year to year and a half, it was really about like calling guys out and emphasizing how important it is that we can't beat ourselves and all this kind of stuff. Now it seems like he's built this locker room and he has this culture that he's really happy with, to where he understands these players can hold themselves accountable. He doesn't have to go there and emphasize anything with Troutman necessarily. Well, he loves Troutman or Hufanga, right? Or Nick Bonito. He knows that those guys are going to be hard on themselves. And so he's going to let the players kind of coach themselves from that standpoint and really rely on the leaders of this team to kind of be the guys that set the precedent there. And that's what you want to see from your team, in my opinion. And I feel like he knows, man. He knows that this team is working on wanting to be very special. They don't just want to be decent, right? And as fans, we're just like, please just be okay. Be average on offense, and we're going to be fine with this defense, right? But the thing is that I don't think that that's what he wants. And I think he feels really confident. He's happy that these shot plays are starting to work. I think that there's so many different glimpses that are there. He seems really happy by it, and he seems confident. Like he was talking about Bo Nix today, right? And he was saying, I'm not concerned about him missing. I'm going to have him keep throwing those. Then he knows that they're going to hit, and that it's been a process, and nobody works harder. Nobody's harder on themselves, and he's gonna do great. And they asked him about his record in September versus October, and he kind of joked about it. He's like, yeah, I've seen it. This one can hopefully be considered an early October game, kind of making a joke about it. But he kind of brushed it off. And when you watch it, if you haven't already, you get this vibe that he's just, man, he feels like he knows this team is going to be fine. Albeit it's very unfortunate that they lost the last two games the way that they did when they shouldn't have. And then my guy David on his channel, go check his most recent video out. He made one where the Broncos made history, where we're the only team in the last like 68 years or something like that never trailed in the fourth quarter until a walk-off kick. And it happened twice with us. Only team in 68 years that's ever happened. No, actually, there's been 3 teams that's happened to. And the record of those teams were 3-0, 2-1 this year, the Green Bay Packers, and then 1-2 this year from us. So it's very weird. Very, very strange. But again, it's one of those where when you're self-evaluating yourself, you want to know and you want to feel confident that it's not because the other opponent's better than you or you don't have any talent. Like for so many years here, it was like, man, we can't afford to make these kinds of mistakes because we're not good enough to win without them. Now it's like we have to make an unbelievable amount of mistakes just to barely be losing, And so that being said, the talent is there, the roster is there. I still feel confident in it. You can definitely tell that this locker room is very confident. Bo was a little bit agitated, right? He respected the questions, rightfully so. It was the right questions to ask about his missing. But he said, man, I'm going to keep shooting. I'm not going to, veer off of what I've been doing. And he's got the full confidence from the coach and his teammates. And so you got to love that. So hopefully, man, this locker room, and you talk about all the positives that we've been hearing about this locker room and the guys and the leadership, this is really where it starts to show its worth, right? You come out, you got to get a nice bounce back game. You just pound the Bengals into the ground at home in a game that you should win. Then you're right back on track, and you're sitting at 2-2, and at that point, it's essentially a 13-game season. But if not, things can spiral. Regardless of how good the core of your locker room is, things can spiral. But I feel confident that this team's going to get going. There's just been way too many positive glimpses to ignore. And again, all of the bad has been just small things that add up to be one big thing. That's kind of the way that I feel about it, right? I mean, you got a bunch of different pine needles that fall from these pine trees. One needle here, one needle there is not a problem, but you keep gathering them up and all of a sudden you've got another pine tree. And that's kind of what we need to avoid when it comes to this team. And I think we'll clean a lot of this up, man, hopefully. So hopefully we can get it rocking. No doubt about that. It's going to be big time on Monday night. And the Broncos also made a really strange move, in my opinion, of signing Adam Prentice to the 53-man roster. Not entirely sure why that was. I think it's because obviously they anticipate that eventually Dre Greenlaw is going to get back. When Dre Greenlaw gets back, he's the guy that they'll just be able to release and not have to worry 1% about getting onto the practice squads. But that could be it. But it's been a little bit strange. I mean, at least, maybe hopefully they'll utilize him a little bit more now. And they can do some unique sets with him and Nate Atkins, as Nate Atkins continues to get his footing underneath him, because I like some of the things that those types of players can bring. But what do I want to see more of against the Bengals instead of all the obvious things that we talked about? I'd like to see more Pat Bryant. I think that, you feel like they're starting to work him in a little bit, and the limited opportunities that he's gotten. He's gotten 2 targets this year. He's caught them both. But he's doing a lot of the little things away from the ball really well. Blocking really good, a couple key blocks. Just a reliable player, a big body guy. At least in the red zone, I'd like to see him. I mean, you talk about him at 6'3", Cortland Sutton at 6'4", Evan Ingram at 6'4". Give me those guys in the red zone, where we've been struggling to score touchdowns. But there's going to be a lot, man. I'm telling you, the Cincinnati Bengals defense is going to allow you a lot of yards, a lot of big play opportunities. And the Broncos got to go out there and cash it. But honestly, we might have to attack this game of let's focus on controlling the clock, winning first and second downs, grinding it out, wearing them the hell down at home. When is the last time that's happened? I have no idea. Seems like our home field advantage is just poof, gone. You would think that you get these guys tired, but we haven't even been on the field long enough to get to the point where they're just gasping for air. So those are the little things. But, these types of games show really what your team is about. If you go out there and you lay an egg and you lose your 3rd straight, then it's going to be a long season. And there's going to be a big looking in the mirror for a lot of guys on this team. But again, I just feel really confident that that's not going to be the case. Curious what you guys know, man. My guy Eli coming through say Cardinals looking like dog shit. Yeah, man, it's the Cardinals. Listen, they got a lot of talent on that roster. And I think Jonathan Gannon is maybe going to be he's maybe an okay coach. But Drew Petzing is a terrible offensive coordinator, clearly. And Kyler Murray's cheeks. He's been cheeks for a long time. The league figured him out. And the second that he really wasn't able to create a lot with his legs, he is just absolutely ass, bro. Absolutely ass. So, as long as Kyler Murray's the quarterback there, they're not really a team to be taken serious. On the flip side, Seahawks look good, man. Sam Darnold's legit. I think he's a solid player. I like their coach there. I think they got a good thing building in Seattle. But, yeah, this has kind of been a boring game. Nonetheless, my guy Victory Lap, what's going on? This is a must-win, brother. It really is. It feels like it is, man. It really does. Listen, if they do lose, I feel like I'm going to be the Debbie Downer guy that's man, this season's fucking over. You know what I mean? But in reality, it's not. So that's kind of doesn't make it a must win, but it certainly has the feeling of one. We got to get back on track, man. We have to get a win. Winning heals all, and especially going, on a short week all the way to Philadelphia. You want to go there feeling good about something to give yourself a chance to win. So, yeah, but can't look ahead. Can't look ahead, man. Hopefully this team's not looking ahead either because they have no reason to. No reason to at all. What's wrong with him and Marvin Harrison? It's funny, man. It's I don't know what it is. Marvin Harrison is clearly, he's got the yips. He's all in his head right now. Just all in his head. All you heard about from the media talking lately was they're so confident in him and the goal is to get him going and blah, blah, blah. And just all that talk. And obviously struggling with drops. I mean, he's clearly in his own head, and those kinds of things will pile up. And another thing is that Kyler Murray's just not very good, and he doesn't really fit. He's not a quarterback-friendly – he's not a wide receiver-friendly quarterback, in my opinion. He does better with, the quick run-after-the-catch guys, and that's not really what Marvin Harrison is, but there's no doubt about it, man. He looks terrible. But you know what, man? This probably won't happen. But if there's ever a time this year where the Cardinals bench Murray or Kyler Murray gets hurt and Jacoby Brissett plays, I can assure you that those are going to be the games that Marvin Harrison is going to pop off or have at least his best outings. But it's frustrating, man, because I got him in fantasy in a couple leagues, and he hasn't done anything. I should have traded his ass. I want to see a blowout. The Broncos do need to have a statement win. They do. They need to have a let your nuts drop on the table type of win. 20-point win, something dominant. Or even one of those wins where you're okay, we won by 13, but it wasn't even that close type of thing. That's what I would like to see. And I feel like we need that in a lot of different ways. So, yeah, a statement win in Philly. That would be big, Victory Lap, for sure. Eli Betts coming through saying, defense needs to have multiple turnovers. Offense needs to look efficient and crisp. I want to see the Broncos play like a Super Bowl contending team, not play down to the Bengals level. Yeah, man. And the crazy thing is like, it really is, like, there's such a fine line between the elite teams in the NFL, the really, really good teams, and then the mediocre teams. I mean, it really is just a couple plays every single game. And we haven't just made a couple of mistakes. We've made handfuls of mistakes, several of them. And we tend to do it at the worst time. So, yeah, man, I've been begging for an efficient looking offense for a long time. Again, this is the week to do it. This is the week for them to look a lot better. And I want to see the defense be dominant and get those big time turnovers or just game swinging plays that you saw a lot of last year. We got the talent. Our pass rush is ridiculous, dude. I was talking to a buddy in a group chat. We have 4 pass rushers on this team, on this Broncos team right now, that are better than any pass rusher on both teams, arguably. I mean, we are that deep. And so we need to go out there and get it, man. But listen, man, anytime you go up against Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, and they got Mike Gesicki, they got Noah Fant playing well, and Chase Brown, even though he's had a bad year, he's a good running back. I mean, they've got ridiculous talent on that offensive side. So we cannot take them lightly there. But what we need to take advantage of is that defense, because that's really where we have a chance to shine. So makes it a little bit worrisome because their strength is against our strength, and their weakness has kind of been against our weakness. But we'll see. What is this, 2 Chainz? Oh, Lil Jon. Dude, Lil Jon is still performing? What the hell is going on here, man? In Arizona, too. That's funny. That's funny. But yeah, man, I still believe. Anybody that doesn't believe is just it's an emotional response. Right? It's an emotional response. I get it. It's frustrating at times, man. It is. It's frustrating at times, but ain't no doubt about it. Come November, December, we're gonna be, we're gonna be looking back at this time and be like, hey, remember when everybody was trying to turn on Bo? You just see it, man. I just feel like there's so much good cooking there. So he needs to get the rest of the Broncos Country Bowl even though too, by balling out and doing his thing. Anyways, guys, make sure you go check out my guy David and Strez on Blue Surfer Boys tonight. I put the link up in the description up here. I don't know if I can copy paste it, but it's up there, so you guys should be able to see it. So you can copy paste it from there, and make sure you go check it out. Those guys' show is awesome. Eli coming through. Mark, how do you rate this team after 3 games? And do you plan on dropping a video assessment on of the first 4? I do. I'll do like a quarterly type of a thing. I think every quarter I'll probably every 4 games we'll kind of do a full deep dive into this team. I think right now this team is a C- to a D+. So they are what their record shows. But it's just because they've been doing stupid stuff. And sometimes that's the more frustrating part. It's really frustrating when your teams lose and you know that they're good. It's like the same thing with the Nuggets, right? Like, the Nuggets are a really good team. So when they lose these stupid games because they make just boneheaded mistakes, it pisses you off because you're like, dude, we should win. Like we're good enough to win and we're doing everything to not. So it gets a little bit more frustrating when you're in that. And I think it's kind of new to a lot of us because it's been so many years since we've been in this position. But yeah, if we get a nice win, I mean, regardless, I'll do a deep dive on this Broncos team, and I think that they're a good buy low candidate now in terms of a team stocks if they were gonna be on the stock market. So we'll see. We will see, man. But not gonna lie, dude, this game does have me nervous. It really, really does. It's got me nervous, understandably so. I just hate that we put ourselves in this position. But it's a part of the season. Kind of is what it is. I don't know if I see any upgrades before the deadline. I mean, we talk about I'd love to see if there's tight ends out there available. There's some rumors that Chiga Okonkwo from Tennessee's been shopped for a while. I think he's somebody that would be awesome. I don't know. There's also a lot of reports from insiders all over X and stuff. I can't believe I called it X, but Twitter, saying that they think it's going to be a pretty busy trade time. Now, there's a lot of teams kind of calling. There's just a lot of conversations already happening across the league. I don't know to the extent or what teams are involved or if it's just everybody. But, I mean, before I think about upgrades and all that, man, I just want to get right with this group of guys that we got. And I feel like if you make a move now or in the next couple weeks, it doesn't always send the best message. It kind of sends maybe a little bit of a desperation message. So we'll see. I think if we do make one, it'll be much closer to the trade deadline, like in a month or so. So we'll see. Kyle Pitts, no, I think he's on the final year of his deal, but they have a 5th-year option. I don't know. I think they picked it up. Not actually sure if they did or not. But I think it's year 4 for him. He'd be interesting, man. He would definitely be somebody that like Sean Payton would love as a reclamation project because he's got crazy talent too. I don't know if it would make sense at all this year. But one thing that's frustrating about Sean Payton is that like he kind of has these non-negotiables, especially at the tight end position. If like you can be the most athletic guy and have all of these traits as a pass catcher and as a mismatch nightmare, but if you're not, capable of blocking it all, then he's just not going to play you much. It's very stupid. I just don't think Kyle Pitts would be a good fit here, but it would be damn intriguing. I would like to see what he'd be able to get out of him. No doubt about it. And Ingram has been a disappointment. I mean, like I said, I think he's been dealing with more injuries than we probably wanted to admit. He was out week 3, which I think helped him. And I think we'll start to get a lot of good Evan Ingram. Like I feel like this game is going to be a big time Evan Ingram game. That's just how I'm kind of feeling. I mean, there's so many matchups, and it just feels right that he's going to go out there, he's going to be healthy, and he's going to have a big game. It wouldn't surprise me if he's our leading receiver. That's kind of my bold take for Monday night. Is Evan Ingram is the leading receiver on this team, and that would be awesome. But yeah, no doubt about it, he's been disappointing, and this team in general as a whole has been a disappointment. But they're a damn good 1 and 2 team for what it's worth. But yeah, very, very annoying. All right, guys, well, I'm going to wrap it up, man. I appreciate you guys. I always love the interaction in the comments. Hope you guys have a wonderful night. Go check out Blue Surfer Boys if you guys are just chilling. And hopefully the second half of this game is a little bit more entertaining. But appreciate y'all, man. Go Broncos. And until the next one.